They're children of the Great Recession, and they are living in their parents' basement. They feel that they got their education and the jobs that are available to them are not at all what they envisioned for themselves, and they don't see much of a future. If you're feeling that you're consigned to, being a barista or, some other job that doesn't pay a lot and doesn't have much of a ladder of opportunity attached to it, then the idea that maybe, just maybe, you could be part of a political revolution is pretty appealing.
Joining us now with reaction, former racial justice director for Bernie Sanders, Teslin Figaro is with us from the Washington Times, Charles Hurt, and the host of Justice, Judge Jeanine Pirro. Tesla, let me start with you. Look, I never would have voted for Bernie Sanders because he's a socialist. But Bernie seems genuine to me. Bernie seems real. Bernie believes everything that I think he says. You listen to Hillary behind closed doors and, living in mommy and daddy's basement, children of the Great Recession. Now, either she's trashing Bernie Sanders supporter or she's making an admission that Barack Obama's economy has been horrible and he hasn't fixed the economy in 8 years as president. So which one do you think it is?
Well, I've never thought I would vote for Senator Sanders either. I'm an independent fiscal capitalist. I supported him because he was saying at the time that he was against the establishment. And I have news for Hillary Clinton and everybody who supports her. I did not grow up in mommy's basement in Oklahoma. The only time I was in the basement was when I was running from an Oklahoma tornado. I grew up with the shirt on my back at 18, went to Dallas with no car, no job, became a business owner with 300 paid employees. No one has ever gave me anything. I've never looked for anything for free. Never got anything out of this country that I didn't earn while I served my time in the U.S. Air Force. So for her to say that we grew up in mommy's basement, well, what type of basement did Chelsea Clinton grow up? Because in North Highlands, Oklahoma City, her basement sure as hell was nicer than mine.
Wow. First of all, we have the same life story. I was washing dishes at 12, cook at 13.
That's it.
Waiting tables, bussing tables. I did it all. And then construction for 10 years. Wow. What's amazing about that, we're all either deplorable or we're living in mommy's and daddy's basement, or, she talks about implicit bias. We'll get to that later in the program when speaking in a black church over the weekend. So everybody's being trashed by her in some way.
She's trashing tens of millions of Americans. And what she's saying is that we're not America because we don't agree with her politics. And in the end, whose politics does she agree with? The refugees that she's bringing in who want to live by a different law where they stone women to death, where they throw gays out of buildings. And she calls the women that she's at war with, every woman that Bill has come across, bimbos, trailer trash,
narcissistic Looney Tunes.
I mean, and what she is saying basically is, from my perch up here, all of you are deplorable. You're basement dwellers. You're this, you're that. Well,
They doubled down. They did double down on deplorable, which is kind of deplorable. Not to have a play on words. No pun intended there, Charles.
Yeah, the thing here is that I think that, Hillary Clinton believes in one thing, and that is getting elected. And nothing disturbs her more than people who actually believe in something. And that's what when she goes after the deplorables, when she goes after the basement dwellers, she's going after these people because they actually believed in Bernie Sanders, or these people who believe in Donald Trump. They really believe in something. And it's so interesting to me because, and we've known this from the beginning, her husband, Bill Clinton, was a master politician. There's, and he's never seen anything that moves that he didn't want to love.
He was engaged. Everybody that meets him says he looks you in the eye, and you think you're the only person in the whole world.
She's the opposite.
From experience, right?
People are a problem. People are a problem that need to be solved, and that's how she approaches politics, and that's why she's so appealing to not only Republicans and independents, but also Democrats.
All right, Taylor, let me go back to you. Here's the bottom line for me. Is that, okay, so let's say she didn't mean to trash Bernie supporters that live in the basement. Well, then that's an indictment against the last 8 years of Obama. We have 12 million more Americans on food stamps, 8 million more Americans in poverty, the lowest labor participation rate since the 70s, 95 million Americans out of the labor force, the lowest home ownership rate in 51 years, and the worst recovery since the 40s, and we doubled the debt. Okay, so they're in the basement because Obama screwed it up. She's saying she's going to double down on Obama and adopt the same stupid policies. What's the definition of insanity?
Well, you know, again, who's to say what she's going to do? Last week, 2 weeks ago, she said that free college was attainable. And now we're listening to the tape in February that says it wasn't attainable. She talked about Senator Sanders supporters at the very beginning of it.
Keeping our doctors and keeping our plans and saving $2,500 a year, and rates have gone up for the average family, $4,100 since Obama's president in health care. Is that what she means? Because that's all bull. That's another lie.
Right. Well, again, when she says that we're believing in false promises, the only thing false about this election is the fraud policies that she continues to switch every other time. Remember, Bill Clinton said that people who believed in Obama believed in a fantasy. So this is a typical strategy that they use every time it's time to go up. If you don't believe in what I say, then you believe in Tinkerbell. If you don't believe in what I say, then you're just too dumb to figure it out. But guess what? This generation has figured it out, and the only unfortunate thing is for her, when election time comes, they'll be staying in the basement and sitting that one out.
You know, what she's trying to do is right now she's trying to get Bernie supporters. Now, right now, Bernie supporters are on the fence. Most of them are still angry because she and the DNC opted to make sure that Bernie Sanders didn't get the nomination. And now she's criticizing Bernie Sanders. I mean, she's just dug a hole with Sanders supporters. But the problem is Sanders
Do you think this is going to impact the election, though? Do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
If they stay home, it will definitely impact the election.
If Bernie Sanders people stay home, Donald Trump's the president.
He's going to win.
Well, guess what? They're not on the fence. They decided to go ahead and stay and move forward towards the promised land. The only person that jumped the fence was Senator Sanders, who folded like a napkin, unfortunately. And so now he's out there having every awkward moment, like a Governor Johnson awkward moment, to be out there pushing for the same person that he said not to believe in. So we're not on the fence. We're very clear about what we believe in.
2 events in Iowa and Wisconsin with Sanders, I think, because of the comments.
I think so, too. And by the way, I don't blame Bernie for being mad. Bernie and I, years ago, had a fight. But you know what? He believes this crap. Hillary, I think, says, oh, I'll give you the free college. There's no way we could possibly, in a million years, pay for it. It's going to be exactly like Obamacare. Keep your doctor wrong. Keep your plan wrong. Pay less. Save $2,500 a year. No, it's going to cost you $4,100. Good to see you all. Got a break. Thank you.
Thank you.
And coming up, we have highlights from Donald Trump's rally just earlier in Colorado. Trump's campaign manager, Kellyanne Conway, will join us. And tonight, brand new ground we break in a brand new book by Ed Klein, #1 New York Times bestseller, detailing new scandals that could rock Clinton's campaign in the final 36 days. He'll join us along with Doug Schoen and